Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another educational video. Today I'm joined by one of my YouTube viewers who sent me a DM on Discord saying that my gameplay was really bad. He offered me free coaching and I decided to accept his offer. So before we jump in this VOD review, would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself, man?
I'm a multi-season, multi-role Masters Overwatch player and coach. I am a silver peak League player, but that's fine. Like, the skill gap between low and high elo players in League is not as big as people make it out to be. And I see high elo players make mistakes all the time. So thanks, Zianni, for giving us this platform and taking the time out. But I'm just going to show you all the places where you could just be better. I'm going to skip right into early laning stage because most of the setup doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
Okay,
and just let me know when you see anything. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, she missed her empowered Q, which is really bad on her, and I should probably offer her some free coaching at this point.
Yeah, I think she could probably use it.
See, now you got an auto range there for a minion, and she was pressuring that, and pressure's bad, so you want to stay away from it and not take damage. Right? You want all the free minions, and then when they pressure you, just back off immediately, because at some point you're just going to get ganked.
Okay, understood.
Right. 14 gold isn't worth dying. And I see you missed that QE. We should try not to miss those. Like, just, a little bit of constructive feedback here. Like, hit your skill shots. Like, pretend you're an Ezreal player where you have to hit all of your skill shots, but just be better than the Ezreal that misses them all.
So you're suggesting it's just a skill issue?
Oh, it's always a skill issue.
Gotcha. So is there like a process I can do to find better opportunities, or is it more just in the moment I need to do better?
I mean, aiming is a good start. I usually try to aim
that
with your mouse. Like, see how my mouse is just hovering over the Seraphine here? That's a really good start. Like, if you're going to go for that Q. And put it right there, press Q, and then, whoops. There you go, free damage.
Wait, where did all my health go?
She hit you a little bit, you hit her, you're kind of even, so it's fine. Like, the wave reset into the middle. You're at equal health. We'll call that a win.
Nice. So we're doing okay.
We're doing okay. They got some kills, but it's not in your lane, so that's not really anything you should be concerned about. Because the only thing that matters...
Damn.
Yeah, but you threw a ball at her and you hit her. That's kind of cool. Rakan's here. You flashed. I mean, that's... I don't want to say it's a bitch move, but you're just running, right? You're stronger than Rakan.
Because I'm
level 4, so I'm not sure why you ran like that.
So I should have respected his roam timer a little bit more there, you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you were looking at the minimap, then you would have seen that he wasn't there.
And I never would have played that aggressively in the first place. You're so right. Because there's really no reason I should ever be forced to burn my flash on an obvious timer like that.
Yep, and we burned teleport because, we're down 1 sum, so why not be down 2? It's small mistakes like these that are just going to add up and lead to losses. Now, I wasn't paying too much attention here to whether this game was actually win or a loss before I queued up the replay.
I think it overall was loss. I don't remember the exact details.
I mean, given the way you're playing, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Oh, we missed that one too. Yeah,
Should we just put a counter on screen? Do you think that would be helpful? That like an overall number on the screen.
Skill shot missed counters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is a 40-minute game. We don't have time. I can't count that high.
Do you just want to do the first 20 minutes then? Do you think you can see enough mistakes there?
Sure. I mean, yeah, that'll work.
All right, let's do it. Because I know your time's valuable, and you're taking a bunch of time out of your day to help me improve my gameplay. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah, and I mean, just as a quick breakdown, we back it up a little bit. It looks like Seraphine's over here. Your mouse is over here when you press W again. I mean, it's small things.
I think that's a bit of a projectile speed thing. But you're right. I could have just positioned it better to begin. I don't think we need to go ahead and look at it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right. I was going to slow it down this time. Nah, she was running left the whole time, homie.
My bad.
Yeah, we have a fight going on down here, but we have a numbers advantage, so we're just going to ignore that and keep AFK farming. I mean, that's the mid lane prerogative. One thing I will note is you let her crash that wave in, and you could have held that. You could have pulled the wave over, and then you would have had the defensive advantage in case Rakan made his way up to your lane again and you weren't watching the minimap.
Gotcha. So that was 3 minions. So is it a choice between either resetting the wave in the middle or letting it slow push towards her? Do you think it was better to like maintain that position for as long as possible? Because we do have Viego at Dragon, so I guess you could have ganked mid lane before or after.
Yeah, I showed earlier there was a huge fight down in the bot lane, so they would have been easily able to rotate to help you out. And of course, obviously, Viego was at Dragon at that point, and you did reset the wave again. Should open up Fog of War here.
Let's go and take a look, yeah. She's actually
surprisingly.
Oh, never mind. Go ahead, sorry for interrupting.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, surprisingly, the Talon hasn't shown up in your lane yet.
It's a bit of a dead matchup, to be honest.
You got her flash, that's good. If you knew your numbers better, you would have known that you wouldn't be able to kill her with ult. But I guess trading ult for flash is a good thing.
So you recommend
I would have
slowing
done
my
it
tempo
too.
down? Do you think I'd wait for the next ball before following up with ult? Like go for the Q then, like R? Or do you think
I would have slowed that down a little bit, gone a little front to back on that fight, and then just taking it a little bit slower, and then once you were sure you had the kill, go in for that finish with the ult.
Yeah. Also, if I didn't miss that W earlier.
I mean, you said it, not me.
Okay. So where do you think I can improve the most right now? Do you think it's like a laning mechanics? Do you think it's aim? Do you think it's wave management?
Well, there were a couple of things. Like I said, your tempo was just too fast there. Your aim is lackluster in general, and your awareness, you weren't watching the minimap. You didn't see the roam come up. You lost your flash for it.
Valid.
Your flash isn't up yet. I mean, there's a lot there. So there's some awareness. Right, so you're winning in CS, which is surprising. But I guess if you're missing your skill shots on her, they're hitting the minion wave. So, we'll call that a win.
As there are 3 people around me right now.
Okay, well, they just really wanted you dead.
If I had flasher, I would have lived.
That is true. So, yeah.
One of those momentum things.
Some things are your fault, some things aren't. And that one, I'll just say, was unavoidable. 3 people came in, flashed for you, ulted. You were going to die anyway.
I can't tell if you're flaming me or praising me anymore.
That one's just...
That's
just neutral feedback.
Neutral feedback, okay. It's a term I'm not familiar with, because
it's not that you played it great. It's not that you played it poorly. You were going to die no matter what.
Okay. What's the gold looking like for both of us?
She's up about 150 gold.
How much is 1 kill worth in terms of CS?
In terms of CS, 300 gold worth of CS.
Okay, that's on me. I set the bar too low.
My God,
it varies depending on how much value is assigned to a cannon at that point in the game. And how many cannon waves are coming. But if I were to do some quick head math, totally not using a calculator, I'd say, what, 2.5 to 3 waves?
Okay.
I mean, it's not an important number to know. Like, that's not what differentiates low elo and high elo players. Nobody has to know, oh, well, it's this many minions, right?
I think it just helps me put it into perspective by having that, like, kind of information available.
But that's a coping mechanism. That's you saying, I'm okay with turning over a kill if I just get this much CS in exchange. Right?
So, you're basically saying that when I accept a loss, I've lost twice.
Sure.
Are you familiar with one of the greatest gamers of all time? I think his name's Ninja.
The green hair guy who went over to Mixer and then didn't because Mixer didn't exist anymore?
Yeah, he has an iconic quote about being competitive and accepting loss as like a failure because you're admitting that you are imperfection of a craft.
Yeah, I've never gleaned that much insight from a 12-year-old. I don't think he's that great.
It's kind of an insane fight for us.
That was a huge fight. Unfortunately, you got none of the kills. One thing I will say, some wonderful perspective that comes from low elo is that you can only really rely on yourself. So getting somebody else fed, even if they're a hyper carry, doesn't really matter.
You're so right.
I queue into League of Legends. Right. I queue into League of Legends to play League of Legends. I don't queue into League of Legends to play, you know, side bitch to somebody else's main story.
Can you show me the stats real quick? I want to see where like the lead is. So we're actually 300 gold up. Bot lane is a 3k gold, 2k gold lead. A little bit of a math error here.
That's fine. Like I said, math isn't that important in League. Like, high elo players that have all this knowledge off the top of their head and they'll spout out like, oh, it's 14 minions, you know, for this, or, you know, sure, it's impressive, but is it valuable? Is it useful?
So you did know the number.
I guessed. Was that the number?
It was the number. 14 is how much kills worth on average.
Yeah, that was head math, 2.5 waves.
Okay, nice. Bit of a gamer. What do you think about this reset here?
I think it didn't happen.
Okay.
You were probably a little too far forward, little too arrogant for that. Well, we got the stun, but what are we gonna do with that, right? We got some first strike
check
gold.
My gold. Like, am I gonna reset for anything? Well, I guess I'm resetting it.
Yeah, we're gonna reset to not die. That's what we're gonna do.
Resetting for resources. I think that is a valid argument. Yeah. Now, in my defense, I should have zigged when I should have zagged.
Yeah, that was a bit of a pizza instead of a French fry moment.
You're right. You know, I wasn't really expecting much when I accepted this whole conversation. But it has been eye-opening in a few capacities. Like, I never really thought about... Well, that would be wrong. I've thought about all of this, but... Pretty much the common denominator I've seen in most of your like critique and feedback of my gameplay has been that I'm just bad, objectively. Like, skill issue, right?
I can see that.
So I think if I was just better, I would meet your standards or expectations, and then we wouldn't have this whole problem to begin with.
Right. I mean, if we look at a comparative perspective, you're farming better than Seraphine. She has a little bit of a gold lead because she actually secures kills instead of assisting. But you're not even farming as well as your Varus. You know, he's got a 4 CS lead on you, and more kills.
He also has died less than me, so he's had more uptime on the map.
That was unlucky.
Painful. That's painful.
That actually hurts to watch.
You know, like, so I hate to say it, but had I performed better in the early game and I had gotten a better item advantage, or she didn't get access to a bunch of those items that she currently has, she probably would have died there, right? So it's like a momentum thing. Whenever you lose lane, you're kind of giving up control over the game because you just can't snowball as easily. Like, show me what item she has right now.
She's at Leandri's.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't have made a huge difference, but if I was on Luden's there, for sure, I would have killed her, right?
Yeah, I see you went tier here, which I guess is a typical build. I wouldn't say it's the best.
I was kind of scared of the Rakan talent engage this game.
Well, Rakan did show his face early, and Talon did absolutely body you in that last one.
Yeah, because the survivability from Seraphs helps me with like positioning frontline here. And I think part of the reason why this game was so awkward is that we have so many initiation tools with the Scion, the Varus, the Syndra poke. But I don't think we actually got anything done after getting this massive gold lead with Varus. And partially, I think that was just because Talon just one-shot him for the rest of the game. I can't remember exactly, but...
Yeah, if I'm going to look objectively at this game, all of your gold is on Varus. Where Talon has a lead, Seraphine has a slight lead. Ashe, at least, is still in the game with a couple of kills. And for some reason, we're just turning everything over to Varus and putting our faith in one random player. No. Who is this? A barcode? Wow, real impressive.
Some people would trust that. Barcodes are, like, they're threatening, right? They have no clue who it could be.
I think that's how people hide that they were, you know, hard-stuck low masters for a lifetime, more than anything else.
I'm absolutely griefing this fight right now.
Hey, you hit 2 skill shots. I did see that. Hey, we got a shutdown on Talon.
Nice.
I will say that was a good flash. Otherwise, you would have died.
Thank you. I think it was also the Johnny shield, right?
She did shield you a couple of times.
I mean, I guess that's her job.
I think this is a little greedy, but that's, you know, seems to be par for the course. Let's see.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm more
Especially
surprised
knowing
the
that
game is this even. It's like actually 31-31. I kind of got fucked up there. You think I should have gone on Garen instead?
No. I mean, you were going to get the same amount of gold no matter what. Rakan was taking the tower shots.
I don't think Rakan would have had enough damage to follow through.
I don't think he would have killed Garen.
I mean, he's... I guess with W, he's got too much damage reduction. That guy probably has like 100 MR, right?
Well, I'll see when he responds.
I've never waited with such anxiety before. Rar. 92. It's actually kind of nuts, right?
Yeah, considering...
He's legit full damage and he's got 125
Yeah.
and 92. What the fuck? Wait, I'm dying right now, I think. Oh, that's fucking painful.
The shields did work.
They are, yeah, the Seraphs is doing work here. Okay, I do remember this. This is terrible. Oh my god.
Did you have... No, you didn't have a ward available.
No, so I tried to predict Talon movement so I could QE him at max range, and I was not really expecting Rakan in the bush there. I just ended up giving them free money and set myself behind again.
So is it at this point that Talon just runs away with the game?
Pretty much, I believe. You can see the red markers on the timetable, right?
Yeah.
But you are right. I mean, looking objectively at the early game performance, there wasn't a lot of thought going into the laning phase, and a lot of missed skill shots that could have led to more meaningful trades, and then, like, translating that damage to kills.
Yeah, if I were to sum it up, I'd say the early game trades, the tempo, just too much of it. It's all over the place.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind for my next set of games. I appreciate your time, man.